Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwartner, and welcome to our LinkedIn live show with Steve Gielda. He's the author of a wonderful new book. Hold it up, Steve. It's called Ignite Selling.
Ignite your sales strategy, a pipeline for accelerating a field guide to accelerating your pipeline.
So we were originally discussing how to win more sales with sales simulations, and I know you have something new coming. So let's talk for a minute about how successful are salespeople if they don't engage in simulations.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, sales simulations have been around for a long time, and the term simulation means so many different things to so many different people. The types of simulations that we're talking about are live or virtual classroom simulations that are designed in a peer-to-peer environment. So where you are getting the opportunity to think strategically through a competitive opportunity to think about what should you do? Should you go left or should you go right? And people that are participating in the teams get a chance to challenge each other, decide where they want to go execute upon that strategy, and find out if they're right. So we're really finding that simulations are a great way to help drive stronger application of process and skills and knowledge that maybe have already been introduced through the sales enablement platforms that our clients have already adopted.
Well, there is some information that I just read from Bryant University that if salespeople don't get the opportunity to rehearse something at least 40 times, it's not going to be part of their automatic repertoire. They are struggling if they don't rehearse, and that's why I think your simulations work so effectively, and they help salespeople become proficient. Think about the profession that's on strike right now, acting. You know,
Yeah,
actors rehearse how many times before they say action?
yeah. I mean,
Days,
time and time and
weeks.
time again. Or even think about, pilots. They actually go into simulators, right?
Yeah,
So that they can figure out how am I going to react if something goes awry.
right.
And you get the opportunity to kind of practice, whether it be a landing and you had some crosswinds coming, how did you adjust? Whether you're in sales and you got some kind of new barrier thrown up at you, some kind of new influencer that was added to the decision making profile, what are you going to go do? So simulations truly do help salespeople do a better job of not just becoming more proficient in executing upon those things that they know, but being more prepared for those things that they don't know are coming. So how do we really help people be successful there? Simulations are a great way to do that.
So there is another challenge that sales organizations are facing right now that's very, very important that we also want to address. And that is about the pipeline. What have you found, Steve, in your practice and in your business? What is happening out there? What do you see?
Yeah, we've been doing some research recently here since the pandemic. And what we're finding right now, and the folks that we're interviewing through our win loss analysis, through with the clients that we work with, is that 72% of all opportunities are stalling at some single stage in the pipeline process for longer than needs to be. Now, that's defined by the client to whom we're working with. But think about that. 72% of all opportunities. Now, when we go back and we interview the salespeople, we ask them, what's happening? Why is this opportunity stalled? Here's the real interesting fact. 93% of the people that responded to that question are blaming the customer as to the reasons why this opportunity has stalled. The customers, didn't get me that right access. They're in the middle of making some changes. We can't, they've got other priorities going on. And I'm not saying those things aren't true, but not 93% of the time. What responsibilities do we as sales professionals have and should we own as to why maybe this opportunity is stalled? And so when we kind of unpack that a little bit, and it's published in our book, and we'll be talking about it at the conference, is the fact that there are certain things that are not being done in the early parts of the process. Things are being skipped that are leading to these opportunities to stall.
So are you saying that salespeople try to make shortcuts?
Am I saying that salespeople make shortcuts? I'm saying that salespeople are skipping steps because they think they know better. That I've
Right.
been there, done that. I've been working with this type of account before. I know exactly how this is kind of unfold. And so therefore they take the assumptions that they know what's going on without truly validating what they think is true. And they only come to find out a little bit later on down the pipeline that those assumptions are really kind of killing the deal.
Wow. You remember the old saying, trust the process.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And I think that what we find is when we're working with clients is that when that process is not clearly articulated by a set of critical milestones or defined clearly enough, salespeople have a tendency to kind of define what each stage means to them. So that also leads to stalled opportunities because it's not really clearly defined. And so what we work with our clients is to simply say, let's think about this. What are the 3 to 5 critical milestones that we want to define this particular stage with? And by the way, Gerhard, we define a critical milestone as a critical or strategic action that, if not taken, puts this opportunity at risk.
Right.
That could be any number of things depending upon what we're selling. But
So what you
we
say, Steve, is that, yeah, what are you saying? To me, the word focus jumps into my mind, that salespeople need to have a much sharper focus on the steps in the process and be more vigilant and also be more adaptable, because if there is a change in the customer situation, they need to be responsive to that and not ignore it.
Yeah. I love the word adaptable. I think that some of the best salespeople that I've seen in almost nearly little more than 3 decades I've been selling, that is one word that truly rises to the top of top professionals. When people can be adaptable, and that adaptability requires people to validate things to which they think they know.
Right.
And when somebody is adaptable and they're willing to validate what they think they know, they can not only find that the opportunities are accelerating through that pipeline process quicker, but they're also finding that they're generating more revenue
Right.
because those validations have proven to share additional information.
And I think that's it reminds me of Werner Heisenberg. He said, nature does not reveal its secrets. It only responds to our method of questioning. And it's the same in sales. You want to ask validation question so that you have clarity about the customer situation, but you also help the customer clarify what could be the next step.
Yeah, either a next step or really how are they making the decision? Some of the research that we're going to be talking about at this conference coming up here in Las Vegas in a couple of weeks are really around the assumptions that salespeople make. And one of the assumptions that they often make, kind of to your point here, is we ask them, what is the criteria that this customer is using to make their buying decision? Most sales representatives will say price. Well, I don't deny that. I think price is probably one of the criteria. But what are the other 2 or 3 criteria this customer is using to compare you against the competition? They often don't know. So asking the kind of questions that you're talking about to go back and not just find out what the next step is, but also what is the criteria that they're using to compare us against the competition, so that I, as a salesperson, can better align our capabilities to that criteria, is such a missed opportunity in many salespeople's kind of daily routines.
Well, I want to remind the audience, we have a QR code up here that you can scan, and you actually get a free virtual pass so you can watch Steve Gielda's presentation. And you can also watch the, over 2 days, September 7th and 8th, amazing presentations, including the CEO of the Year Awards, and who will be the winners. And also we have a Sales Enablement Excellence Award. So I'm very excited. What are you excited about when you come to Vegas?
You know what I'm really excited about is actually this competition that's going to be taking place. I think this sales competition that's going to be taking place is going to really share a lot of insights, and hopefully we're going to see some really great sales best practices being implemented. That I think we as people that are either participating or in the audience can really kind of pick up and simply ask themselves a question: is my people doing this, or only the best of my team doing
Right,
this? What do I
right,
need to do to kind of get everybody on my team to
right.
be kind of executing upon the things that we're seeing in this competition? So I'm really excited about that, probably most.
I want to share with the audience something else about you is that, I'm speaking with lots of consultants and analysts and trainers, and you stand out because you have a tremendous passion for helping people get better and improve. And the way to look at it is that success is the result of people, process, and technology. And you help people improve their mindset. Uh, you help people improve their processes, and you help people improve their skill set. So you are one of the few people that have a very holistic approach that really works, that gets amazing results.
Well, thank you for that, Gerhard. I appreciate it. But think about it. I mean, one without the other is only doing part of the job. You can put in the great process. You can, but if you don't have the right mindset or the skills to drive that process, it's going to fail. I can
Yeah.
put in the right process and teach my people the skills that they need. But if they don't have the right mindset and their willingness to be adaptable, to be willing to validate what they know, to challenge their own assumptions, if they think that they already know this stuff, that the ego in them is not allowing them to be flexible or adaptable, that process and those skills are all going to be a waste of time. So
So
I appreciate you acknowledging that.
well, I think it would be a good idea to sort of develop a definition. What is a healthy, successful sales mindset? What kind of perspective do great salespeople adopt to help customers win?
Yeah, that's a great conversation to have. I think that you and I could probably put our heads together and come up with a good definition. But a couple of things that kind of really come to my mind is one to whom is humble, one to whom is willing to say that I recognize that my success is only going to come from my ability to help you be successful. So whether I'm talking to a CRO, or whether I'm talking to a director of sales enablement, or I'm talking to a frontline sales manager, or a territory manager in the streets, my job is only proven to be successful if I can make you successful in your job. And I think that comes from having a mindset of humbleness. It's
Yeah,
not about me. As we always say to everybody on my team, that the profits and revenues of our business are only merely an economic outcome of helping our customers succeed. So if we can all adopt that mindset, that, hey, listen, no matter what I'm selling, whatever technology I'm selling, whatever kind of services I'm selling, that if I can recognize and be effective at aligning my solutions to demonstrate how I can help you succeed in the business metrics, the key performance indicators, leading indicators that you are trying to improve, and I can demonstrate how I can help you do that, then I know I'm doing my job. So I think the definition of what a healthy mindset is all about probably starts somewhere in that paragraph I just gave you.
yeah. I think it's also a good philosophy of life. Like Zig Ziglar said, you can get in life anything you want, providing you help enough other people get what they want.
I mean, it's a very simple thing to say. I think people do struggle because of maybe some personal things that they're dealing with, but also I think we as sales leaders have a tendency to kind of react when the numbers aren't going well. The economy
Yeah.
is struggling.
Right.
And
And I
so
think
we,
also the humbleness is related to I don't know it all. We all need help. We all engage in conversations with one purpose to improve our lives. And
Yeah.
we want to do better. And that's why I'm passionate about the conference, because I'm proud that we have been able to sort of curate a faculty of 28 speakers that all have domain knowledge and expertise in an area where we don't know enough. And that's why I'm so excited to hear your presentation and those from, McKinsey and Company. That there's so many. There's one COO is going to talk about the victory plan that he has created for his sales team that ensures growth year over year. So
Yeah.
there are so many ideas you're going to get exposed to. So I would recommend sign up
Yeah.
for this. You can also join live. But this is the place where the top sales leaders congregate, learn, network with one another, and you get a free selfie with Steve Gilda. What's not to like?
Well, thank you for that, Gerhard. But I think there's so much going to be taking place at this conference that not to participate, either virtual or live, you really are missing out. The individuals that I know that are attending this conference really do kind of fall into that bucket of one who is the constant learner, the individual that simply says, I know I can learn more, or I know that I can provide more for my people. So
Yeah,
they come to a conference like this to try to figure it out, saying, hey, listen, we may not have everything all figured out, but I know there
yeah.
are some people who have already cracked the code on how to do that, and I'm going to go learn it. I'm going to go learn from them. So I think that people who are coming to this conference are ready to
Yeah.
go.
I love what you said. Stay humble, and I want to add, stay hungry.
Yeah, they go hand in hand, that's for sure, particularly if you're in sales.
Exactly. Thank you, Steve. See you
Thank
in
you.
Vegas.
Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you and look forward to seeing everybody else out there. Take care.